CamoCrew Outdoors is proudly brought to you by and sponsored by Bone View.
Alright guys, what is up? We are back here on the crew, fully functioning. We're going to get her picking back up here. We had a long break. I think it was 3 months or something, but just something really outrageous that should never really happened. After Caleb Peterson's giant 8-point buck in Iowa, no members really kind of getting out there producing the videos, and we weren't uploading when we were trying to, and nothing was really working. And we basically had members were resigning, and then we'd join some members, and then they resigned. Some of the major ones that we lost, Cole Riggs, he's the guy who self-filmed that awesome turkey hunt, had that long sniper range on some groundhogs. And obviously our host, Ruben Stamper, sadly left. He's trying to get his life all straightened out, fine by me. I mean, he's trying to, decide what he wants to do with the rest of his life, and, that's a big, important part of your life, and you don't want to miss that. So, he left. Some other names, Evan Keating in Kansas, Tyler Lynn in Iowa. Those are just to name a few that kind of were major producers this year on the CamoCrew Outdoors team that sadly resigned because of college and work and all those reasons. So, and then obviously, as you guys probably noticed, we have a new intro made by our new editor, Brendan Swazo, over in North Carolina, I believe is where he's located. And he did an awesome job with that. Went back into some old history of our hunts, looking at the deer videos, taking segments out, and the intro, doing a voiceover, and basically combining a whole bunch of different videos and putting them all into one to make that great intro. So props to you, Brendan. Thanks for making that, and I know you're going to step up great and become a new great editor for us, and we can't wait to see what you can do. So the main thing that you guys are probably wondering, you guys heard Ruben Stamper decided to resign, and he handed over the crew to me, and I'm going to be picking up the reins, and I'm going to be driving those horses, and I'm going to be getting the crew back on tact here for the 2018 upcoming seasons. So this video, guys, is a recruitment video for all you members or people out there that want to join the CamoCrew Outdoors team. We are going to be holding this video, for only 1 week until our next video comes out, and then we're going to take down the video, and then that's when we will start looking at all the people who have sent in their resumes. Now, we have an application down in the description below, and basically you just click on that link to the application, you look at it, and then we'll also have our email down below, and you send us an email while looking at the application, and you type the answers to the questions that we have written on the application for you. That's the easiest way we found that you guys can try and join the team. And then from there, after we get all the members, me and Brendan Swazo will sit down and we will go over everything, look over all the members, and decide, who's going to be best for our team, who's going to be working hard. So, just some of the questions that you're going to kind of see on there. These aren't going to be exact questions, but they're the requirements that you need to have to qualify to be a CamoCrew Outdoors member. And so the first one, probably the most obvious one, but you gotta have a 1080p camera. That one shoots the best pixels, shoots the best video. That's what we all use in all our videos that you see out there on the crew. Those are all shot by 1080p camera, and you just see how great of a content it is and all that great stuff. So you have to have the 1080p camera. I mean, it just makes everything go so much smoother, so much clearer. And my intro is 1080p, which is great. And then say if you had a video that was in 720, it just wouldn't look good going together. So you have to have a 1080p camera. If you don't, then sadly don't even bother trying to join the crew. I mean, don't go out and buy a 1080p camera, because they can get real pricey, up in the 500 range. I'm finding them. So basically that's number one. And then also you have to have a tripod and tree arm. Now some of you may not know what that is, but obviously a tripod, 3 legs, spreads out on the ground for, you know, turkey hunting, or maybe you're hunting out of a blind for deer, turkey. You set that up on the ground and put your camera on that. And tree arm, you know, obviously you attach it to a tree, it just swings out and you can control the camera out there. We don't want any members free arming any of their hunts, or maybe you have a video person per se, you don't want them freehanding either, you know, because they can get real jerky. Maybe it's windy or something, or they spook when the gunshot goes off and the film's shaky and you don't get the kill shot. And basically all those two equipments do, all they do is just make everything much more steadier and easier to control. And we prefer that you have a cameraman, excuse me, because self-filming is really hard, especially for a newbie or a rookie, as I should say, because maybe you can look back into some of our hunts. Tyler Lynn's Halloween buck that he had, that was all self-filmed, and you know, props to him if he's watching this. I mean, he had to line that camera up to where he thinks that deer was gonna be, and you know, kind of predict, still get the deer in the middle of the frame, draw back and make a clean kill on that buck, and plus he got the recovery, which is just awesome. But it's not as easy as it looks. He made it look super easy. Another one, Cole Riggs' turkey hunt, that was all self-filmed. He had to get everything turned around because the turkey came behind him. So you just see how difficult it is, and it'd be so much easier if you had a cameraman. If you go back to my turkey hunt back in 2017, I had a cameraman, and you just saw how much more easy it was. I was more focused on the turkey, didn't have to worry about the camera, you know, getting it all lined up. I had my cameraman, my brother actually, line that all up for me, and didn't really have to work on it. We just communicated, talking, and he was telling me if he was on him and told me when to shoot, and I gave her the old hop, and out went the turkey. So those are just some examples of, you know, self-filming and then having your cameraman. So with that being said, always we're looking for members who are not rookies in filming, but you don't have to be professional in filming, if you understand. I mean, you have to have like a background in filming. Say maybe you have a channel that you have a couple friends with and you guys are recording each other's hunts, and maybe you can get one of them to record your hunt if only one member's trying to join, or one person's trying to join the crew. But you know, you got to be somewhat experienced in hunting, because it's really hard for a new rookie to come in self-filming. I mean, if you have a past history of self-filming, you know, fill that out, put that in your resume. I mean, that'll probably, I think there's a question on there that goes back to filming and your history of it. So make sure you look for that and include, you know, what you've done. I think you have to send us a link if you have any film at all, like on YouTube or anywhere. So that's just a big one, you know, got to have a background in it. And trying to think here off the top of my head. Oh, another requirement that you have to have is you got to have one decent buck kill. I mean, I'm not trying to diss any hunters out there, you know. It's all, some hunters hunt for meat, which is great, you know, you're filling your freezer and all that. But we want, you know, hunts of deer or say turkeys, of bucks that are actually people are going to watch. I mean, we've had a couple of videos that, you know, spikes or, you know, little bucks, but that's not really what the people are wanting to see. I mean, to us, a decent buck is, you know, 115 inches or over that, obviously. I mean, maybe you haven't scored your bucks, you know, go ahead and score them, have your buddy score them, have somebody score them for you, figure out what they are, or if you know, just let us know what it is. Send us in a picture of that kill too, because we want to see your past success. I mean, that matters a lot to us. And we don't really want members coming onto the crew that, you know, don't really have a good chance of killing that decent buck. I mean, you're not going to go onto YouTube and look up, you know, small buck kills. I mean, you're watching those TV or hunting videos on YouTube to see, you know, that 180-inch buck, 200-inch buck go down. I mean, I understand a lot of you are not going to have the opportunities at those type of deer, but You know, that's why we require decent bucks, not, you know, mega monsters, 150s, 160s class, you know. We're not looking for that. We're looking for those decent buck kills that people are going to be very interested in watching. And that kind of brings us to another topic or requirement, and that is you got to have the work ethic to be on the crew. I mean, we want members that are going to be stepping up to the plate as soon as they get on board, and we want them swinging for the fences, you know, getting out there, producing videos, get down and dirty, you know, have actual facts in your videos, you know, make sure the stuff you're saying is true, and all of that. We want members, you know, that are dedicated to the outdoors, have a passion for the outdoors, you know, not just to join the crew, just to, you know, get on YouTube and maybe have a kill or two. No, you got to be working hard for us, and sadly, if you're not working hard for us, you know, we're going to give you the boot and you're just going to be gone. And then with that, you know, telling all those facts, you know, that you're going to be bringing up in your videos, you got to be legal. You got to be within your state regulations, and you just got to make sure you're legal, because we are not going to be producing, you know, sending out videos to social media of people, you know, poaching a deer illegally. You know, you have to have the tags, got to follow all your state regulations, all laws, can't be doing anything illegally. To think back, one of my buddies shot at a turkey in the first season, you know, which is great. It was in season, but he didn't have the proper tag for that season. He had a third season, but his dad had a first season. So he used his dad's tag, but it was filmed, and so the DNR, which actually surprisingly watches these videos, guys, goes back, you know, to see who bought that tag, because they know the name of the person, because they're going to be mentioning it. And they go back to see if that person has bought a season 1 tag, and that person did not, but they see his father did, and he ended up getting a fine, and I think it was over $500. So with that being said, you know, you don't want to be doing anything illegal, and we're not going to be publishing, you know, anything that is illegal. We want every member to be legal and to have success legally. I'm just going to kind of quick pull out my phone here, go through my old requirements that I have. I was just looking at them, and basically you have to be able to work in a group. You know, when we're at this, we're all a big team here. We're going to be a big family. We all are going to be throwing ideas back and around. You know, you can't be biased or against something, you know, just because you don't like it. Or maybe a video comes out and you don't really like the person that produced that video. You don't agree with it. You just gotta move on, you know, deal with it, be able to work in a group, and be able to talk back and forth. You know, converse and, you know, throw out ideas, good ideas, and really help the crew out, because we are trying to grow, and we do have a goal this year. We're going to really appreciate it if you guys can help us out and make that goal happen for us. And that goal is to reach 5,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of July, start of August time. And then our second goal for this year is to reach 6,000 subs by the end of the year, which basically end of December, early January. I mean, that'd be a huge goal for us. We're trying to grow fast, and we're trying to really bring out these videos for you, and hopefully they're useful and help you guys, you know, get kills, whether it's turkey, geese, deer, hogs, you know, whatever it is. And that's basically what we want, and that's what we're shooting for this upcoming season. Another big one is that you have to be within our age limit, and not trying to knock anybody, but our age limit is 15 to 23. I mean, if you're within that, great, and you meet all the other requirements that we have asked of you, you know, go ahead, send us an application. But maybe you're 14 and a half, or, you know, 14 and a half, and, you know, you're gonna be turning 15 here real soon. You know, still join the crew. We're gonna be looking at you, you know, still. But, you know, say you're over 23, don't really bother, because, you know, we're looking for that 15 to 23 range. we don't want anybody really older than that, unless you just turned 23, say this month or something. So we're just trying to get everybody around the same age, so it's not weird where you have like a 50-year-old man that's just random, and then like say a 16-year-old hunter. That would kind of maybe get a little dysfunctional in the group, and maybe bad things would happen, arguments on whether who's right and all that. So basically we just ask that you stay within our age limits, and that's basically about it. Just meet the needs of the age requirement, and that's about it. And then lastly, guys, since we do have a new editor, Brendan Swazo, as I mentioned before, we are also looking for members, that maybe have a good history in editing or know what they're doing with editing, and can really bring stuff to the table for us. I mean, we want people to be able to help him, because he's a junior in college, but he's taking some college courses, and he's gonna be busy on some nights, not all nights, but there's gonna be nights where he won't be able to do anything, and it would just be really useful if we had other members that could really help with that, help him out with the editing, and maybe throw some ideas to him and help him grow as an editor, or maybe take over his editing job so he doesn't have to be the editor for the CamoCrew Outdoors. He's picking up a new job. I mean, I know he's gonna learn as he goes, so maybe you guys don't disagree, you guys don't like how these videos are gonna be run. Well, we're gonna be doing stuff a little bit different than Ruben Stamper did here on the crew, but that's just fine. It's the way we're gonna be running it, and hopefully you guys like it. We're gonna be trying to do what we think is best for the crew and for the viewers that are gonna be seeing our videos. So those are basically the requirements that we ask of you guys. Hopefully you guys will all meet them, and when you guys send in your application, look at the application, look at the questions, and send us the email. And again, that stuff will be down in the description below. And hopefully you guys enjoy this week's video. Next week we're coming out, I know, right away with recap of our 2017 hunting season. It's going to have turkey kills, some squirrel hunts, I think, some great buck kills, and I think there's going to be a little tribute to Ruben Stamper there at the end. So make sure you guys tune in for that, and we got lots of videos ready to come for you guys the following weeks after that. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for next week's video.